This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Juan Gonzalez is in Chicago. On Friday, Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire as his spaceflight, internet, satellite, social media, and AI conglomerate SpaceX went public in the largest IPO in stock market history. Musk formed SpaceX in 2002 with the goal of colonizing.
You think sissy SpaceX is kind of annoyed?
Mars. The company is based in South Texas in a city controlled by Elon Musk, known as Starbase.
I've been there. I mean, it's over by Houston. I've been over by SpaceX.
Which SpaceX has used for rocket launches since 2014. Environmental and conservation groups recently filed a federal lawsuit seeking to block a land swap that would give SpaceX more than 700 acres of a national wildlife refuge in South Texas. We go now to Becca Hinojosa, co-founder of the South Texas Environmental Justice Network, part of the lawsuit against the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, which approved the land swap. Becca, thanks so much for joining us from South Texas. Explain what this lawsuit is all about.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me on Democracy Now! Last week, we were part of a coalition that filed a lawsuit to block the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service from giving.
Oh, how much of that was government welfare? Almost all of it for SpaceX. I mean, SpaceX was just about bankrupt in 2008 or 9. We gave them almost $2 billion in NASA contracts. We just handed them $2 billion to bail them out with the promise that they would keep the prices low when we hired them, when we became their customer. So rather than putting money, risky money into our own projects and organizations and infrastructure, we gave it to a private company. And we became their customer. It's a classic shell game. It's a classic fleece, a classic con. You could take your money and give it to the billionaires so that they can risk it, gamble it with it. And when they win, when they lose, that's our money. We lost it. But when they win, they keep that money and they become trillionaires. That's the lesson here. Almost all of the money for SpaceX actually was paid for up until now. Up until the IPO, all of it was paid for by the taxpayer, you and me. Did we get a piece? Did the United States government? Did you get it? Did you get your check from Neuralink or Starlink? Did you get your check from Starlink? Because you should be getting a check. That was us. We paid for that. Did we get it? Did you get your check? No.
SpaceX and Elon Musk more than 700 acres of public land to expand the dangerous rocket facility and to continue their unnecessary rocket launches. The lawsuit was filed by Center for Biological Diversity. And let me make it clear, SpaceX built its massive facility and company town called Starbase on top of wetlands and in the middle of a major wildlife corridor. This was a pristine beach that's next to thousands of acres of protected wildlife habitat for threatened and endangered species like the ocelot, the palmetto falcon, sea turtles, and migratory birds. There should never be a SpaceX rocket facility or any kind of industrial facility in this area. SpaceX has already burned down dozens of acres of wildlife habitat, is dumping polluted water on our beach, has sent rocket debris into our communities, into communities in Mexico, and these rocket launches have disrupted numerous airplane flights over the years.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The billionaires are playing with their toys, and we're gonna turn them into trillionaires.
We've been outspoken about the dangers and risks of SpaceX in our community for over 10 years now, and we will continue to do so.
And Becca, if you could talk a little bit more about these, especially these rocket explosions. We're talking about an area of the United States, the Rio Grande Valley of Texas, that's overwhelmingly Latino and Mexican American, includes some of the poorest counties in the country, and then yet they're being subjected to these environmental impacts.
That's correct. My community is majority Latin, brown, indigenous, mostly an immigrant community. Right now, Musk is testing his Starship Super Heavy rocket, the largest rocket in human history in our community. Elon Musk is using our impoverished community as his laboratory to blow up dangerous experimental SpaceX rockets. And truthfully, his rocket testing sounds like a bomb going off. I can hear the sonic booms. I can feel the earthquakes in my apartment about 20 miles away from the launch pad. What it feels like is this SpaceX rocket testing is like Elon Musk bombing us.
Yeah, what do you know? But they're Mexicans, so nobody cares. They're Latino, who cares? Don't forget when they built Dodger Stadium, they just burned down Latinos' houses with them in it. Some of them, if you refuse to leave, they just burned them down, killed people because they wanted to build Dodger Stadium.
And could you talk a little more about this city he's created, Starbase, basically for his employees?
Yeah, so last year, Elon Musk established his own company town on our beach called Starbase, where those in charge of Starbase have direct ties to SpaceX. It's clear
I never even heard about Starbase.
That Starbase is acting only in the interests of SpaceX. For example, SpaceX will buy land and Starbase will annex it. And Starbase, Elon Musk's company town, has essentially militarized our pristine beach. They have a lot of surveillance. They have a lot of police activity. They've made our beach feel very unwelcome. They actively deter people away, and they close the highway to the beach.
I want to go to Elon Musk.
So they just took a natural resource that belonged to all these people.
Speaking on Friday.
I gave SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all, to be clear. In fact, I told people this. I said, look, we're probably going to fail, but we should give it a try, because if we don't, if there's not a new company that enters space, we will never be a truly spacefaring civilization. And that's what SpaceX is all about, is to take the fiction out of science fiction and create an exciting, inspiring future for everyone.
So that's Elon Musk. If you can respond to that, Becca Hinojosa, and also simply to Elon Musk becoming the world's first trillionaire, making its debut on Wall Street, SpaceX, in the largest IPO in history, from your vantage point there on the border in Texas.
No one should invest in Musk's corporations, because it would mean expanding his toxic data center, his SpaceX operations, thereby making Musk's sacrifice zone of Black and brown communities even bigger. We're urging everyone to stop Elon Musk's sacrifice zone and to defund Elon Musk.
Defund, he's a trillionaire, lady. It's over, man. Black and brown people are always getting the short end of the stick because they're politically vulnerable. That's what happens, man. These companies go to places where black and brown people live and they shit on them, and no one cares because black and brown people are too busy working to be politically active. They don't trust the government, so there's that. And the government's actively trying to kill them anyway. So it's difficult. You get screwed. No one's going to speak up for you.
And this idea of a one man having a net worth now as a first trillionaire of nearly half of the people on the planet, the 46% of the poorest inhabitants of planet Earth.
It's absolutely disgusting. And that's why our community has been protesting, resisting SpaceX's colonization of our community for over 10 years now. But we can't be the only community speaking out. We're urging everyone to take action and mobilize to stop, Elon Musk's obscene wealth.
Let's go through some of the proposals. Last month, SpaceX filed a proposal seeking to build a 6-mile-long, 16-inch pipeline to bring in massive quantities of natural gas from the port of Brownsville to Starbase to fuel its massive new rocket Starship. The underground pipeline would cross protected wetlands lands and wild refuge. And SpaceX is discussing the potential purchase of 136,000 acres of land owned by ExxonMobil on an undeveloped stretch of Louisiana's Gulf Coast. That project's environmental footprint would dwarf the already significant Starbase operation. Becca Hinojosa, if you could comment.
Yes, communities all across the country are reaching out to us, asking, how do we resist Elon Musk's colonization? That's what we need to do, is we need to work together, all of these communities, to resist. Elon Musk is also pushing forth with a massive land grab in our region. Right now, they're trying to, obtain the 700 acres of wildlife habitat, but they're also trying to take over another 7,000 acres of our Boca Chica beach. What we need to do is work together to stop this.